That's correct.
I remember one day when we had a live presentation at like 10 o'clock in the morning here, and then we had a remote in California that would ended up being what, 10 o'clock at night for us.
Yeah. Yep.
No, it's not good.
But then I felt like a real prima donna the next time they asked us to give a presentation. I said, well, can you, if you made it 3 hours earlier?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Who's making noises? So if anyone has any questions, this is a good time. I mean, we've got Chris and Jim here. I'm sure Chris would answer any questions on, oh, I got a Google Maps question, Chris. Did you hear? I didn't see that. Do you know the new update for bikes? There's a new update coming for bicycles, for cycling. And I didn't see, I don't think I've got it. Have you got it? And that's going to allow for specific information for people who want to cycle a route. And instead of, a lot of people know the route that they're going to go, so they don't need turn-by-turn navigation. But what it does do, it can tell you altitude changes so that you're not going up hills, and you can choose routes that are not going to be hilly. And I thought that's really cool, but I don't have it. Do you have that yet on yours?
Well, the elevation thing has been around for a few years. I wrote it.
Right, but this is incorporated specifically into cycling. It's going to be a specific.
Yeah. It only shows up when you choose bicycle as your method of transportation. Now they might have updated it and improved it,
right?
But and I don't know about that. But if I choose, my example was in Snowcroft, New Mexico. Cloudcroft, New Mexico was my example. And if you choose to travel from Alamogordo to Cloudcroft via bicycle, you will see the elevation gain, and
it's pretty impressive.
Yep.
It's called do it by Oculus instead of riding it.
Carl has his hand up.
Carl, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for Hewie. Does he know of a over-the-air digital recorder?
Yeah, it's let me think if I can think of the name.
I know there was one by Channel Master, but I didn't know if there was somebody else more.
No, there is another one.
Maybe Dewey knows too.
You can use the appliance suite. They have an over-the-air down cap.
No, he wants it. He wants a DVR. I'm going to have to go look.
All right. When you think of it later, don't need it right this minute, or after the show, whatever.
There is lots of. Yeah, Carl. There are a couple, and Dewey did a show on that once, I think, and he actually did a video on it. So there are a number of over-the-air recorders.
That's what I was thinking, that he had mentioned it along the way somewhere, but I don't remember. I got a good memory, it's just short.
Dewey, do you remember?
I just put it in the chat box, a link to the website.
Okay,
it's called Tableau. Yep.
What's the brand name?
Tableau.
Okay. Thank you.
TABLO. TableauTV.com, right?
I just put it in the chat box.
Thank
Gerald,
you.
Gerald, go ahead.
Ron, I hear you've had lots of rain and thunderstorms up there. I thought you'd be going south by now.
You're right. Except
Savannah, I'm going to mute you. You have lots of background noise.
There's a border between us and getting down to the United States, and it's closed. So we did have a thunderstorm yesterday and some rain, which is very unusual. We don't usually get thunder, but some big black clouds came over, and we did have a thunderstorm. Very unusual. Did you have any tech questions, Gerald? Did you just comment or?
Only comment I have is that best I can figure out, none of my computers can run Windows 11. Either they don't have that fancy chip in them, and it turns out that even the processor chip has to be quite modern to run Windows 11 at this time.
Exactly. And you and a lot of other people are finding that as well. So, so hang tough, because we got a long time we can use Windows 10 for. So I don't think you need to worry too much about that. Steve, go ahead. Steve Parker.
Yeah, I've got a technical question on high-res audio. Why can't you transmit a high-res audio signal through an optical cable?
High-res audio through an optical cable. Dewey, do you know? Dewey, you're our audio expert. Do you know the answer to that?
You mute yourself.
I'd have to think about it, research it. Remember, I'm 87. I don't have the recall I used to have.
Can you do that? Can you get us that information?
I will give it a try.
Okay. Thank you.
High-res audio through what?
Through an optical cable. Through an optical cable.
What doesn't make a whole lot of sense about it is that when you're trying to get a high-res audio signal to speakers that are high-res capable, it won't go through an optical cable, even though the speakers have an optical connector, but it will go through an HDMI cable. Show me a pair of speakers that have an HDMI connector.
Right.
There aren't any. It doesn't make any sense.
So I guess what you're trying to do is you've got a TV that has 4K or high-res audio, and then you want to connect your sound bar to that through an optical cable. Is that right?
No. My laptop has DTS X Ultra, plus it can do the high-res to 32-bit, 192 kilohertz,
right,
which is what I want to put through to my speakers, which are audiophile high-res.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Speakers.
Oh, so it's a laptop to your speakers. Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like it's the conversion device, not the cable itself.
That, Carl, that's probably right. Yeah, that's right. It's the conversion rather than the actual cable.
Well, no, I actually did a fair bit of review or research on it, and it said you cannot transfer a high-res audio signal through optical cables. And for the life of me, I've been able to figure out why. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Again, it's not the physical media. It's the protocol that the converter that converts it to optical is not accepting your signal.
So is there any way to do it? Is it actually physically possible to do?
I just Googled it. Looks like it is. And I think the other person just spoke is correct.
Carl, do you have any more comments?
I just have to figure out how to do it then.
I have a new question.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's for Dewey or Hewie. If I create a virtual image on my drive on my hard drive, and I want to install Windows 11 on it, is it a case that the Windows 11 is an upgrade from 10, that I would have to put 10 on there first and then upgrade on that virtual drive?
No, why? Just use an image and install it.
I mean, I can download Windows 11 without having already a previous license.
Nobody's talking about licenses, okay? A license is still something you have to have.
I thought all these upgrades,
whether it's inherited from Windows 7 or 10, you still have to have a license. But if you just want to play with it to see it, just use an image of it and install it.
Okay, but when I create a virtual drive with a virtual box, I have to name what kind of a OS I want for it. don't I?
Correct. Correct.
So I would have to say it was Windows 10 OS and then,
No, go directly to Windows 11.
okay. All right, well then that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, go directly to Windows 11.
Okay, it's in the OS for open for VirtualBox would be an option maybe or not yet.
That I don't know. Mine
Yeah.
is a direct install, so I don't know. I don't use it as a virtual.
So when you installed 11, you didn't have to upgrade one of your 10 OSs?
Yes, I don't have a
Oh.
brand new computer, so,
Oh,
okay.
came that
Yep.
way. All right, okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Steve, do you have another question? Do you have another question?
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was possible to clone the iOS from your iPhone into the VirtualBox.
I would doubt it.
I couldn't answer that. I can't answer that one. That's I don't know the answer to that. Does
Well,
anyone know?
I know you can do it from the Mac, because I got partway through putting the Mac OS onto the VirtualBox on a PC, and then I realized, well, yeah, I'm doing this so I can actually access my phone that way. Why not just take the OS from the phone and stick it on the VirtualBox?
I can't answer that, Steve. I don't know the answer. I don't think anyone here does either. Sorry about that.
Windows 10 already has a My Phone app or a phone app, and you can do everything that you probably not the programs, but you can make phone
the Wi-Fi
calls.
calling is what I've been using.
Right.
But is it the case that it has to be one of the options in VirtualBox?
Well, you can put any OS into the VirtualBox. You just have to have the iOS in order to set it up. So if you could actually somehow clone the OS from the phone, you could then put that into the VirtualBox.
I have a feeling Apple has made it so that's not going to work.
Mhm.
Makes sense to me.
Well, they said they wouldn't do it through the PC either. But if you can put the OS of a Mac onto a PC, then no reason why you shouldn't be able to do the same thing with a phone.
Well,
Well,
I want to get
legally,
Edward.
you technically can't.
I want to get Edward's question. Edward has his hand up. Go ahead, Edward.
Yes, I was I got a statement in my updates that my computer could not handle Windows 11. So I mean,
You're not alone.
You and everyone else. You and everyone else.
So I was, it's a 2012 Toshiba, so I was just kind of throwing that out there as a statement. So now I don't feel alone. That's good.
No, and if it's 2012, it's an 8-year or 9-year-old box, and that's one of the reasons why you can't. But there's nothing wrong with Windows 10, and there'll be nothing wrong with Windows 10 until the latter part of 2025. Okay, and by then it's probably time for a new computer.
Yeah.
That'll come with Windows 11 just in time for Windows 12 to come out.
Now, I have another statement. Anybody can answer me in the chat if they have any information on this. You see all of these ads for free phones, free iPhones, switch to T-Mobile, free. What's the catch? I haven't looked into it, but I do need another phone. And then I know there's got to be a catch. How could you get a new iPhone free?
Well, free because you're now married to that carrier.
Yeah, it's usually a 2-year contract.
Right.
Well, I mean, like you say, I'm 2 years older anyway. So, I mean, what difference would it make if it's free? And then, but I don't know. It's just always, you hear these commercials, you see these commercials and you go, I call those people and there's a catch. Is it the switch and bait type thing? Or if someone has actually gotten that new iPhone from Verizon or US Cellular or who's doing or who.
Just that you probably ought to pay more per month for your phone service.
Yep.
Or you have to entice half the people on the planet to also buy it too.
Okay, that's all.
Guess what? We're almost at that magic hour.
One more minute, and we will be starting the show.
Yeah, I just want to say hello from my hospital bed. I did have my surgery, but my recovery is taking longer than I would have liked.
Hello,
I'm
Murray.
out
So
yet.
you're in hospital. Oh my gosh.
That's right. I'm in the hospital.
Wow.
Wow.
We have
That's
a loyal
dedication.
following, folks.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be following, but I'm here for now. And I wanted to say good morning to everybody. And hope I'm out of here before next week.
Get better.
Yeah, get well soon, Murray.
Thank you.
Well, we should be getting.
It's the top of the hour.
It is. I guess we are going to mute all, and we'll start the show. Tech for Senior, episode 81. It is October 11th, 2021. We have about 83 people in our Zoom meeting and a whole bunch more over on YouTube. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the show, and happy Canadian Thanksgiving for all our Canadian friends today. This is our Canadian Thanksgiving Day. Now, I have an embarrassing thing that happened to me. Of course, Gail and I knew that Thanksgiving was coming, but we got the wrong weekend. And so Gail was at church last Thursday preparing for choir, and they started singing Thanksgiving hymns. And she was thinking, what the heck's going on? It isn't until the following week. And we had it wrong. So, when you're retired, you don't remember dates. Dates aren't really that important. So we did have a turkey, and we rustled everyone around, and we had some people over yesterday, and we had a big turkey dinner. But how embarrassing. But I guess when you're retired and your kids don't live in this area, it doesn't really make a difference. It just means Costco isn't open today, so I can't go to Costco. Darn it anyway. So that's my sad story. But we did have a great Thanksgiving dinner last night. So I wanted just to welcome everybody who is on our YouTube feed, and just to explain how the show is going today. We will, of course, be, this is broadcast to YouTube as well. The show today will be for an hour on our Zoom meeting, and then we will have a question and answer period for about 20 minutes. And then we will go to half past the hour will be our premiere service from 1 year ago. And 1 year ago today, I talked about the making of Tech for Senior, how it actually Tech for Senior is made, broadcast, how the YouTube version is created. And it was a 2-part series. So if you're interested in how to produce, how to make videos, how to upload them, how to edit them, that's all part of the 2-part series that we'll be talking about. And Hewie, you did a great talk on, it was making GIFs from PowerPoint. Remember that? Do you remember that talk? You're muted. You remember that? That was a great talk. I watched it.
Yeah, I remember it word for word.
Anyway, it was a good talk. So those will be on the premiere service that will be happening at half past the hour. Those of you over on YouTube, we will be, of course, the meeting will carry on for about 40 minutes for you. And then just before the music starts, the music section starts, we'll be ending our YouTube broadcast. If you want to participate in the Q&A, just pop over. We've got, what have we got? 87. We still got some places for you over here. You can pop over to our Zoom broadcast. Have we got some noise coming in the back?
Yeah,
here?
I
Taken
just
care
muted
of.
them.
Okay, great. Anyway, so that's what happens. So So let me introduce our staff today. Hewie, you had a busy day yesterday.
Yeah, we had a really good crowd for my Windows Special Interest Group. And then right after that was the main meeting of the Central Florida Computer Society. And Bob G was the speaker. So we had a good attendance for that as well. So it was a long, busy day. And I didn't get on Jim and Chris Gould's show because I was too busy.
There you go. Well, it was both were great. I think, as I told you earlier, we had one on one screen and the other on the other. So it was sort of interesting. Yeah, it was great. Bob.
I had the same problem Hewie did.
You're a busy guy. Yes, you are. You're busy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Very good. Any news? So are you getting Starlink? Have you heard any more? What's happening with your internet?
No. I'm actually waiting for Verizon to finish putting up that tower. When they do, I'm within earshot of 5G.
Now we're talking. That'll be great. Yeah, super good. Okay, great. And let's see, Dewey, how the heck are you doing?
Not bad for an old guy.
We look forward to I hear you went to a movie last night.
Actually, it was on Saturday. I decided to go to No Time to Die.
Did you like it?
Because I wanted to learn more about the cars and everything. And
yeah.
I got quite an education. And for a recovering stroke victim who usually doesn't walk over 100 yards, I had to walk a total of 12 blocks. And it turned out to be marvelous. It's wonderful therapy. I'm walking much better now. So that's one of the main benefits I got from the movie.
Hey, there you go. And Ray, where the heck are you? Ray, where are you? How come I don't see you?
I'm here.
Where? Put your hand up. Where?
Oh, you want my?
I see you. Oh, you're down there. Okay, I got you. No, I got you.
Yeah, I get moved around, I guess.
You got it. How come you're down there?
I don't know. Speaking of raising the hand, I noticed during the conversation in the prequel here to our show that a few people actually were physically raising their hands because they wanted to say something. So it's always good to remind them that what we like them to do is click on the reactions button on the bottom, and there's an option to raise hand, and that way we can all easily see it. And as Ron was pointing out, you get moved to the top when you do that.
Indeed. And we were talking earlier about vinyl records. I posted an article on our Facebook page today about the tremendous problem with vinyl records, and they don't have any of the components to produce them anymore. There's very few factories, and everybody wants them. So this is like a crazy situation, right?
Yeah, if you look at any of the new music that's coming out by the current day artists, they always give you the option now of vinyl, and that it's about $10 a unit more. So if you're buying a CD for $15, you can expect the vinyl to be at least $25. But yeah, you're right. And I said earlier, the younger folks who never really who didn't experience vinyl, now I kind of say, hey, this is kind of fun to have the album art truly large enough that you can easily read it, to put the platter on the turntable, to add the stylus to it. They actually like that experience, and I think that's what's driving it is the younger folks who didn't have the opportunity when most of us were younger. And I'll say one quick thing about the high-res audio that Steve pointed out. You're going to hear more and more about that because the streaming services are now doing that. The Tidal streaming service has done that since its inception. That's why they charge $20 a month instead of $10. But now Amazon Music Unlimited has started streaming in high-res audio, and this is a higher quality than even CDs.
Very interesting. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We'll look forward to your music, the toe tapping music you're going to have for us today. We look forward to that later on in the show. I want to thank Tom Euler for his generous for his generous donation in our Ko-fi fund this last week. So thanks Tom very much. News today, there's a couple of things I thought I would mention briefly. One is Google is finally shutting down fiber TV. And Google is shutting down fiber TV, finally admits traditional offerings are outdated. Streaming television offerings have been quite literally overtaken the world. And back in February, it decided that it was going to shut Google Fiber down. And they have given everybody, it looks like, a Google TV and a Chromecast device for their, so that they can now do streaming Google TV rather than Fiber TV. So that was interesting. And last but not least, I just wanted to share my screen and show you something that, let's see, we'll come back here. And I just wanted to show you this. If you can see this, what you're going to be seeing coming out is this is the new Amazon Fire TV 55-inch. There was an article this morning on this. Now, this is the Canadian site, but Amazon is going to be producing these, and they're probably made by TCL. So they're this is called the Series 4, and they'll have Series 4, 5, and 6. And these are the same series that TCL uses for their TVs. But these are going to be under license produced. These are going to be Amazon Fire TVs. These will be a very good quality TV, and they're going to be really cheap and very, very good value. They're not available yet. They're coming, and they will be probably out in the next couple of weeks. So I thought everyone should watch for those. This is the 55-inch, but this is Canadian. You'll probably be able to pick up a 55-inch for under $500, and these will come built in with all the equipment that you need. And so so just watch for those. That's a big change because Amazon TVs that of course were made in the past always were not actually produced by Amazon. So this is a new thing for Amazon, and it's going to be some good TVs at a very, very reasonable price. Bob, are you ready to roll?
Yes, sir. Let's do this the right way. Advanced.
As long as it's the fast
video.
way.
Oh, I have to play it too, huh?
Yeah.
Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending October 8th, 2021. Facebook explains how its October 4th outage started. According to Facebook's Vice President of Infrastructure, Santosh Janardhan, the outage started with what should have been a routine maintenance. At some point on 10/4/2021, a command was issued that was supposed to assess the availability of the backbone network that connects all of Facebook's disparate computing facilities. Instead, the order unintentionally took those connections down. Janardhan says a bug in the company's internal audit system did not properly prevent the command from executing. That issue caused a secondary problem that ultimately made yesterday's outage into the international incident that it became. When Facebook's DNS servers couldn't connect to the company's primary data centers, they stopped advertising the Border Gateway Protocol routing information that every device on the internet needs to connect to a server. The end result was that our DNS servers became unreachable even though they were still operational, said Janardhan. This made it impossible for the rest of the internet to find our servers. Facebook's loss was Telegram's gain. Telegram adds 70 million users during the Facebook outage. Instant message service Telegram says it gained 70 million new users on Monday when Facebook and its subsidiaries, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp, were all down for a period of about 6 hours. At the end of 2020, Telegram claimed to have close to 500 million active users, and the app has been downloaded over 1 billion times. Messaging app Signal also reported gaining millions of new users during the downtime. Facebook attributed the outage to a faulty configuration change made on their end. Imagine what could happen in the case of a cyber attack, said Avast security evangelist Louis Carones. It could have been worse with consequences that last longer. We need to be prepared to have alternate means of working and communicating and not depend just on a single platform. For more, see TechCrunch. Flubot Android malware now spreads via fake security updates. The Flubot malware has switched to a new and likely more effective lure to compromise Android devices, now trying to trick its victims into infecting themselves with the help of a fake security updates warning them of Flubot infections. As New Zealand's Computer Emergency Response Team warned earlier today, the message on Flubot's new installation page is only a lure designed to instill a sense of urgency and pushing potential targets to install malicious apps. Your device is infected with the Flubot malware. Android has detected that your device has been infected, the new Flubot installation page says. Flubot is an Android spyware that aims to steal financial login and password data from your device. You must install an Android security update to remove Flubot. If you are seeing this page, it does not mean you are infected with Flubot. However, if you follow the false instructions from this page, you will infect your device, CertNG explained. Read more on Bleeping Computer. Hacker leaks 125 gigabyte of Twitch data. An anonymous hacker posted 125 gigabytes of data to 4chan on Wednesday, claiming it was the entirety of live streaming service Twitch, from source code to member information. The hacker wrote that the leak was intended to foster more disruption and competition in the online video streaming space because their community is a disgusting, toxic cesspool. The data dump did contain Twitch's source code with full comment history, creator payout information, client lists, proprietary SDKs, and internal AWS services used by Twitch. Other Twitch proprietaries such as IGDB and CurseForge, an unreleased rival platform to Steam, codenamed Vapor, and internal red teaming tools. We can confirm a breach has taken place, Twitch stated, adding, "Our teams are working with urgency to understand the extent of this. We will update the community as soon as additional information is available. Thank you for bearing with us." For more on the story, see VGC. FCC combats SIM swapping scams. The United States Federal Communications Commission put out a press release this week announcing that it is beginning the process of new rulemaking to combat cell phone hijacking scams like SIM swapping and port-out fraud. SIM swapping occurs when a bad actor convinces a mobile carrier, either through trickery or bribery, to transfer an account to a different SIM card. In some cases, SIM swapping has been done without a mobile carrier agent's participation, when the hacker simply exploited vulnerabilities in the carrier's software. Port-out fraud is the same scam, except the bad actor has the account transferred to another mobile operator instead of another SIM card. For more, see the record. Users scammed by No Time to Die fakes. Researchers are warning users to be wary of any online entities offering streams of the new James Bond movie No Time to Die, because hackers are using this film as a lure to find victims. Researchers discovered several malicious files disguised as the movie, containing dangerous Trojans designed to steal login credentials and create backdoors for later. They also found adware and ransomware programs masquerading as the film, as well as a number of phishing websites that play the first few minutes of the movie before asking the viewer to register with a credit card number, After the viewer inputs the card number, the movie does not continue, but the card gets hit with charges. For more, see CNET. Coinbase hacked, customers' funds stolen. Bad actors have hacked Coinbase, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, by exploiting a flaw in the company's SMS account recovery process. Coinbase sent a notification letter to affected customers stating at least 6,000 Coinbase customers had funds removed from their accounts, including you. The hacks took place between March and May this year. Coinbase said it would reimburse all affected customers, and it urged users to change their passwords and to deploy stronger methods of security for their Coinbase account, such as time-based one-time passwords or hardware security keys. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Is free Wi-Fi safe? School is back in session, and for many colleges, this means a return to campus. Now that faculty and students are now reacquainting with being in person again, we need to talk about the many free Wi-Fi networks offered on and around college campuses. For more information, please follow the link below. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. That was interesting, as always. And for those of you who subscribe to our newsletter, Bob does a lot of videos, not just on security, but on all aspects of computers. And he has the link to all his videos is in our newsletter. So if you're interested in seeing more of Bob's works, just click on the link and you can see some of the great work that he does. So thanks, Bob, a lot.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what Dewey has to say. Let me just share my screen and we'll see what Dewey has to say.
Good morning, friends. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is phone stuff, mainly. Most Apple users are already keenly aware of the mid-September introduction of the new iPhone 13, a revamped budget iPad, and an updated version of its iPad mini. The new iPhones were accompanied with the arrival of a new operating system, iOS 15, which launched as a free software update. Apple also unveiled a new Apple Watch Series 7 that has a redesigned look to provide more of a wraparound effect. Unlike the iPhone 13 and the new iPads launched in stores on September 24, Apple Watch 7 availability was delayed. Apple.com began taking orders for the new Apple Watch Series 7 on Friday, October 8th, with availability in stores beginning this Friday, October 15th. It features the largest and most advanced Apple Watch display ever and a re-engineered always-on Retina display with significantly more screen and thinner borders. Available in 41mm and 45mm sizes, the Apple Watch 7 series features a more crack-resistant front crystal. Apple also says that users benefit from the same all-day 18-hour battery life, now complemented by 33% faster charging. Like its Series 6 predecessor, the Apple Watch Series 7 includes an electrical heart sensor, ECG app, and a blood oxygen sensor. New is the Watch OS 8 operating system 8 to help users stay healthy, active, and connected through features like new types of workouts. Apple Watch Series 7 introduces 5 new aluminum case finishes. 3 are shown in this photo. Stainless steel models are also available in silver, graphite, gold, and titanium. Except for revealing that prices start at $399, Apple has yet to disclose exact pricing. Updating this, A story at appleinsider.com today, Friday, October 7, indicated that, well, the day I'm recording this, indicated that Apple Watch appears to be carrying over its pricing strategy from Apple Watch Series 6, with aluminum models topping out at $529 for variants with cellular capabilities. Stainless steel versions start at $699 for 41 millimeter and move to $749 for the larger 45 millimeter case size. Apple Watches with titanium chassis sell for $799 and $849, depending on size. Information on the Apple Watch Hermes model was not included on the leaked price list. Andrew Heinzman at ReviewGeek.com reported that Google announced plans to host its Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro launch event on October 19. Its new Tensor chip optimizes camera performance, augmented reality, text-to-speech, the Google Assistant, and other artificial intelligence powered software. If rumors pan out, the Pixel 6S will be the first Google device with a 50 megapixel main camera lens. Think of that, 50 megapixels. Indications are that it will also feature a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, and its optimized Tensor chip will extend battery life. Finally, the new Pixels may include ultra-fast charging, a much needed improvement, according to appleinsider.com. Apple isn't alone in introducing their new watch operating system 8. There's a flurry of info about the new Android 12 operating system. Last week, Cameron Faulkner, writing in TheVerge.com, predicted that its show-stopping features will change the way you use your Android phone. The Android 12 operating system will first be seen on Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro phones launching this coming Saturday, and on a few select other devices later this year. Mr. Faulkner writes, for the most part, it's still Android. You can still easily get by without using the smattering of new features that Google buried in settings. The most obvious change is the new Material You design, Google's biggest design change in Android history. There's more color and more fun shapes. Android 12 design can look as loud or as subdued as you'd like. The animations you'll see when you power your device on or off or plug it into a charger all look refined and fluid. As the photo shows, it's possible to have a more understated look with icon colors to match. According to Android developers, Google says Android 12 will be coming to Samsung Galaxy, OnePlus, and other lesser well-known devices later this year and into 2022. However, since manufacturers use their own custom Android wrapper, Google's big Material You design may not have the same amount of customization that you'll find on one of the new Pixel phones. That will make Ron happy. AndroidCentral.com revealed a few days ago that the coming Android 12 operating system will officially bring back dessert name monikers for its operating systems after discontinuing them after Android 9. Android 12 will be called Snow Cone. Looks yummy. Here are Android operating system dessert names in the last decade, that's since 2011. By the way, dessert names are also in alphabetical order. Like operating system 3 was Honeycomb, 4 Ice Cream Sandwich, 4.1 Jelly Bean, 4.4 Kit Kat, 5 Lollipop, 6 Marshmallow, 7 Nougat, 8 Oreo, and 9 Pie. I have an Android Galaxy S8 and it's on Pie. Google has confirmed that it's shutting down its Android Auto app for phone screens with the coming Android 12 operating system, according to John Porter in TheVerge.com. Instead, anyone who wants a driving-friendly interface for their Android phone should use the Google Assistant driving mode, which is available within Google Maps, or the native Android Auto interface that is available in select automobile models. Those who've been using the Android Auto mobile app will be transitioned to the Google Assistant driving mode. An article last week in lifehacker.com strongly advises against speaking when you get a robocall. Even a one-word answer of yes could put you at a risk for scam. A scam. In rare cases, phone scammers can record your voice with the intent to impersonate you in order to make fraudulent purchases, but it's more likely they're simply confirming your phone number is active and can be used or sold for scams later. Or better yet, it's advised, just let those calls go to voicemail. Well, I'll tell you, I have a little different take on it. I freely admit I don't want to clog my, first of all, I don't want to clog my voicemail with such robocalls. So what I do is I put on sort of a phony brogue and answer these robocalls by saying, hello? Well, it doesn't take but a couple of moments. There's a moment of silence and all of a sudden there's a click. I almost never get an answer. Anyway, that's my tech talk story for today. And the good Lord knows I'm having so much fun with this. I am sticking with it. Please stay safe, and the good Lord willing, we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, Dewey. That was great. I look forward to next week. Hewie, are you ready to roll?
Oh, am I? And I do want to say that, let's see, I got to find the right one here. This is a little bit different for me than some of the ones I've been doing. So enjoy. I guess I got to start it.
Mm-hmm.
You know the drill. Please like and subscribe to our channel. SOTD, Site of the Day. I'm Hewie Poplock. Site of the Day is a mailing list. It comes from a free service called Free Lists, in which they send out 5 emails a week, Monday through Friday, one each day. They have many topics. The particular one that I'm talking about is called Site of the Day. Here is a typical email that I get each day of the week, but they have been sending them for well over 20 years. They've been using free lists since 2002, and all of the old emails are available with the links going back that far. Note, the first one that I have a record of that I received was back in 2001 when they were using a different service, but were still sending out the Site of the Day emails Monday through Friday. Here's a typical list. This is October's, obviously not too many because we are new into the month, but here's September, 5 days each week for the entire month. Not all are technical in scope, but some are. The one we're going to talk about today really isn't, but I will mention a few that are. Here's one, it's called Fast Company Tech, and it was talking about Fast Company and their tech page. And it has a link, and then on that page, when you go to it, it gives you some information about technology. Another one was how Boston Dynamics taught its robots to dance. And that goes back to September 8th of this year. And here is the article in which they were referring to. Back in 2017, they talked about OS X Daily, or the OS X Daily, for Mac items. It's still being produced, and here is a current example of their page. One of my favorite utilities is Everything, and I've talked about Everything at several of my meetings. It's software, and you can go from the link from their page to where you get more information and can download the software. On Thursday of this week, I received the Site of the Day that had 25 words that are their own opposites. I thought this was an interesting article. It's from a website called Mental Floss. Keeps your mind going. Here is the page with the information about 25 words that are their own opposites. So let's do a short presentation on words that are their own opposites using some of the information from this website. So thanks to Site of the Day and to Judith Herman, who wrote the article that it points to. So here's an ambiguous sentence for you. Because of the agency's oversight, the corporation's behavior was sanctioned. Does that mean because the agency oversaw the company's behavior, they imposed a penalty for some transgression? Or does it mean because the agency was inattentive, they overlooked the misbehavior and gave it their approval by default? We've stumbled into the looking glass world of contronyms, words that are their own antonyms. Sanction, via French from Latin sancto, from sanctere or ratify, can mean give official permission or approval for an action, or conversely, impose a penalty on. Oversight is the noun form of two verbs with contrary meanings: oversee and overlook. Oversee, from the Old English oversion, look at from above, means supervise. The medieval Latin for the same thing, super or over plus videre, to see. Overlook usually means the opposite: to fail to see or observe, to pass over without noticing, to disregard or ignore. Left can mean either remaining or departed. If the gentlemen have withdrawn to the drawing room for after-dinner cigars, who's left? The gentlemen have left, and the ladies are left. Dust, along with the next two words, is a noun turned into a verb, meaning either to add or to remove the thing in question. Only the context will tell you which it is. When you dust, are you applying dust or are you removing it? It depends upon whether you're dusting the crops or the furniture. Seed can also go either way. If you seed the lawn, you add seeds. But if you seed a tomato, you remove them. Stone is another verb to use with caution. You can stone some peaches, but please don't stone your neighbor, even if he says he likes to get stoned. The word trim. Depending upon who or what was being readied, it could mean either of two contradictory things: to decorate something with ribbons, laces, or the like to give it a finished appearance, or to cut off the outgrowths or irregularities of, and the context doesn't always make it clear. If you're trimming the tree, are you using tinsel or a chainsaw? Resign works as a contronym in writing. This time we have homographs, but not homophones. Resign, meaning to quit, is spelled the same as resign, or meaning to sign up again, but it's pronounced differently. Fast can mean moving rapidly, as in running fast, or fixed, unmoving, as in holding fast. If colors are fast, they will not run. The meaning firm, steadfast, came first. The adverb took on the sense strongly, vigorously, which evolved into quickly, a meaning that spread to the adjective. Off means deactivated, as in to turn off, but also activated, as in the alarm went off. Weather can mean to withstand or come safely through, as in the company weathered the recession. Or it can mean to be worn away, as the rock was weathered. Help means assist, unless you can't help doing something, when it means prevent. Continue usually means to persist in doing something, but as a legal term, it means to stop a proceeding temporarily. Fight with can be interpreted opposite ways. He fought with his mother-in-law could mean they argued. They served together in the war. Go means to proceed, but also give out or fail. As an example, this car could really go until it started to go. Out can mean visible or invisible. For example, it's a good thing the full moon was out When the lights went out. Out of means outside or inside. I hardly get out of the house because I work out of my home. Toss out could either be to suggest or to discard. I decided to toss out the idea. Can't get enough of them? The folks at Daily Writing Tips have rounded up even more. There's the website. Here's what it looks like, and you can see that there is a whole great big list of 75 continonyms. Again, you can go back and look at any of the Site of the Day in the archive. And this has been Site of the Day, SOTD. I'm Hewie Poplock.
And I said English was an easy language to learn.
Exactly.
Exactly. Ask somebody who had to learn it.
That's really interesting. And oh my gosh, if you had to learn English, that no wonder people have a hard time with it. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Hewie.
But going to any of those websites that they send out the emails to every day, some of them are really interesting, like this one. Some of them I'm not interested in, but it describes them. You can click on it and go to them. And I have a whole bunch of the links on the website on my channel, but I'll go out, I'll copy them, and I'll drop them into the chat box.
Super. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right. So the next, we'll move into what I have for you today. This is something I think everybody will be interested in, as it's going to help us get rid of passwords. So we want to know about that. All right. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. OAuth. OAuth? Or is it ZeroAuth? What the heck is this all about? If you want to find out, watch the video. Now, if you've seen a picture like this on your computer, then you've used OAuth. If you've had an image come up that asks you to sign in with Google or Facebook, that is using OAuth. Now, you remember the routine. If you like this video, please click the like. And if you want to see more produced like this, please subscribe. Now, OAuth is an open source program that authorizes login between different services. It is used by Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. It allows you to sign in to a service using your existing account login credentials. This is just one part of OAuth 2, but it's the one that you'll be most familiar with and one that you'll probably use a fair bit. This limits the number of passwords you require. Yay, no more passwords. Yes, you don't have to use a password now to log in using OAuth. It's secure and should be used in most cases. And that's it. If you don't want to watch the rest of the video, then just use OAuth. It's perfectly safe to sign in to your new service using your Facebook or Google login. Now, if you want to find out more about this, let's watch the video. So let me give you an example. Let's take Mary, who is a fictitious quilter from Toronto, Canada. She has a Google account and understands the importance of security. She has a secure password and two-factor authentication set for the account. Mary has a Google Drive, Gmail, and a big presence on YouTube, so she understands that her Google account must be secure, and she guards that very carefully. Now, Mary has just been to a fictitious website called the Quilting Company of America. This is situated in Los Angeles, California, in the United States. It's a big organization that sells in many countries. Mary has seen their website and would like to purchase some products, but she needs a login to create an account. How should she go about this? Mary goes to the website of the Quilting Company of America. In the sign-up process, she gets an image like this. She has a number of options. She can sign up with her email account, which means the traditional, she has to set a password. But she also has the option of signing in with Facebook or signing in through her Google account. What should she do? In signing in with her Google account, would this compromise it in any way? Is she giving the Quilting Company of America the keys to the castle? Let's find out how this works. So the traditional way of setting up an account is to sign up with email. And in this case, Mary would sign up with her email, setting a username and password, as most of you do when you set up an account in a new service. But Mary struggles with passwords. She hates them. She has a hard time with passwords. So she wonders about signing in with her Google account. So how this works is Mary goes to the Quilting Company of America. She starts the process to create a new account. Now, she is already logged into her Google account because she uses Chrome and she's always logged into her account. So the computer knows who Mary is. To log into her Google account, she has to put her password in and use two-factor authentication. It is a very secure account, and Google knows that is really Mary. So Mary then goes to the Quilting Company of America and says, I want to log in with my Google account. So the Quilting Company of America then sends Google a request, and it says, hey, who is this Mary person? Is it really Mary? And Google sends some information back confirming that yes, it is Mary. Now it also sends some personal information back to the Quilting Company of America. You may be concerned about that, and I'll explain that in a minute. Now let's look at the relationship between the two services. We have, of course, Google, who is a big security giant in the world today. They pioneered a lot of the security services, such as two-factor authentication, that we use today. So they have a relationship between the Quilting Company of America. And the relationship is OAuth. And OAuth is the open source software that allows communication of secure data between the two. So Google is going to send a token to the Quilting Company of America and say, yes, this is Mary. What's in that token would be a special code that would indicate Mary's presence and the fact that she is Mary, and also some personal information. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But the important thing to know is this is a one-time token that only contains an authorization code to allow Mary to create a new user account with the Quilting Company of America. It's really an identification. Now, what is in the token? Well, the token can contain a lot of different information, and you'll ultimately get the opportunity to decide if you want the information sent to your new account. And I'll show you how this works in a minute. But things that would normally be in the token would, of course, be the code that would identify you. And there's no security information there from your Google account. It is simply a one-time code that Google sends to the new service saying, yes, it is Mary. But in the token, they may also send, for example, your name, your email address, could be location, your IP address. They will send some information that would be requested from the service that you're signing up to. Now, and that information would differ depending on what service you're signing into, and I'll show you that in just a minute. This is an example I'd like to use. This is when I decided to sign in to Spotify using my Facebook account. So this is the Spotify initial sign in menu, and I'm going to click the sign up button at the top and get started. So let's see what happens. This is the menu that I'm initially greeted with, and you can see it's pretty well standard. What's your email address? Confirm your email, create a password, and what's the name of the profile account. So it's asking me some questions, but also it gives me the option of just signing in with my Facebook account. Now, my personal Facebook account is important to me. I'm on there all day long. I have a two-factor authentication and a very secure password. But I'm not worried. So I'm going to sign up with my Facebook account. So let's see what happens when I click that button. So this is the next menu. It says Spotify is requesting access to your name and profile picture. This is what they're requesting Facebook send to them. Only my name and my profile picture. Well, I'm going to have to use my name anyway to sign into the account, so I don't really mind Facebook sending my name. Not sure why Spotify needs my picture, but what the heck, they can have my picture. And then I'm going to continue as Ronald and click the button. So this means that Facebook is going to send Spotify my name, my first name, my last name, my profile picture, and confirm that it actually is me because I am logged into my Facebook account. And if you want to view the actual information in the access menu, you click View Access. And again, there would be name and profile picture. So once that's completed, Spotify lets me in. Well, the account isn't complete yet. And of course, you'll see here that they want to know my email address, which of course would be a standard thing for logging in. And usually and then of course I have to put my birth date in, my gender, and complete the initiation and application process. But the information came over from Facebook was my first name, last name, and somewhere there is my picture. And this is how you would go on to create your account. But the important thing here is there's nowhere I have to set a password. And when I come back, after I create the Spotify account, when I come back again, I can again just log in with my Facebook account and the token gets sent again, and I'm simply put into my account. So I don't actually have to create a separate password for Spotify. So in summary, signing into a service with OAuth using your Google, Facebook, or Microsoft account. This service is secure and endorsed by the services mentioned. It makes it easier by limiting the number of passwords, and this is safe and it should be encouraged. This is a good service. I wouldn't usually use it for infrequent sites you're going to go through. You are going to be sending some personal information to the receiving site, and if you're not going to use that site very often, probably better to sign in using a different service. And again, the goal is to help with the password crisis that we have today. You don't have to create a password to do this. Yay! Just remember, this is Cybersecurity Month. I read on a blog yesterday that Google, in observance of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, plans to auto-enroll 150 million users in two-step verification and require 2 million YouTube creators to turn on the security feature by the end of 2021. Yes, if you make YouTube videos, you will have to have two-step verification turned on. Having a second form of authentication when you log into your accounts dramatically decreases the likelihood of an attacker gaining access to your personal information. Well, that's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. You remember now, if you like this video, please click the like and certainly subscribe to our service. It really helps us continue making videos such as you've just seen. So hopefully you know now what OAuth is. It's safe to use and no more passwords. Great. So until we see you again, have a great day. All right, maybe some questions about that in the question and answer period. Ray, are you getting ready to go?
I am, sir.
Let me just sign off with our YouTube group. So those of you over on our YouTube service, thank you for coming today. We're going to be ending our YouTube broadcast now. We'll see you the same time, same place next week, or visit us on Monday for the Monday, or visit us on Thursday for the Tech for Senior live show. All right, Ray, take it away.
Okay. And I want to thank Jim from Glendora for giving me this